The Bose Soundlink Max, the bigger brother to the more portable Soundlink Flex, and a new competitor in the heavy-duty portable speaker category. But how does it stack up against the competition? And is it worth £400? Let's find out. Hey guys, Louis here from Smart Home Sounds with a heavily requested video from you all. So I've been putting the Bose Soundlink Max through its paces and have a few things that I think you should know if you are considering this speaker. So firstly, let's kick off with design. And on first impressions, I think it's fair to say that this one feels like a premium, well-built portable speaker. It comes in a choice of black or blue dusk, so not too much choice, but it does look nice and clean. It's definitely a chunky speaker and comes in at 2.13 kilos, so on par with something like the JBL Xtreme 4 and almost 1 kilo lighter than the Sonos Move 2, so about standard for a heavy-duty portable. It's considerably larger and heavier than the Soundlink Flex, but we have this rope carry handle here, or you can buy a larger over-the-shoulder carry strap if you like, though that will set you back another £45. Bose have gone for more of a rugged design than some of the more lifestyle alternatives like the Sonos Move 2 or B&O A5. So you sacrifice a bit on styling in my personal opinion, but the trade-off is that you don't have to worry too much about dropping it and damaging it. We've got a hard-wearing, rugged metal body and a silicone wraparound that covers a lot of the speaker, including the bottom. On top, you've got all your controls, and these are nicely recessed into the body for a sleek finish. We've got our power on-off, Bluetooth, a shortcut button, which I'll come back to in more detail later on, volume buttons and play pause button, which can also be used to control music playback. You can also press and hold the power button to prompt a voice to tell you how much battery is left.
Battery 80%.
You'll also notice these 4 lights that sit just above the controls. These are your power light, aux light, Bluetooth light and shortcut light, which individually respond to things like the speaker's battery status, connection method, whether there's water inside the speaker and more. Finally, we've got a USB-C charging slot on the back as well as the 3.5mm aux line in. Now, unlike a lot of other portable options, Bose haven't included a protective cover to house the charging slots, opting to leave them exposed instead, but rest assured that this one is still fully IP67 rated, so it can be fully submerged in water up to 1 meter for 30 minutes. Now, in true SHS fashion, I've been testing this speaker out for durability and it can absolutely withstand knocks and drops. Hopefully you'll be able to see on camera. The metal grille did sustain just a little bit of cosmetic damage. There's a couple of scratches where the paint is chipped ever so slightly. And then as far as the rubber is concerned, there's a couple of marks, but with a bit of a wipe, they do come off. So all in all, you'll have absolutely no worries whatsoever when you're taking this one out and about. Now, according to Bose, the finish of this one won't peel or flake, and the speaker is resistant to corrosion and UV light, which is good to know. The Soundlink Max is IP67 rated as mentioned, and it also floats, so it's great if you accidentally drop it into the pool, but it's not designed to be played whilst floating. And unlike some other portable speakers, if the Soundlink Max detects moisture inside, then the battery light will blink amber and white to warn you, and you'll have to wait for it to dry before you can carry on listening. Connectivity-wise, the Soundlink Max supports Bluetooth 5.3, giving you a range of around about 30 feet, which has seemed about right in our testing. It also benefits from Bluetooth multipoint, which means that you can have 2 devices connected simultaneously and switch between them as you please, although unfortunately, there is no built-in microphones for taking calls. Now, we do have support for AAC, SBC and aptX adaptive Bluetooth codecs and Google Fast Pair, so it will automatically detect and pair with your Android phone with a single tap. Now, there is a Bose companion app that you can use with this speaker, which is fairly straightforward and it has a very simple interface. Now, in here, you have the ability to control the basic functions of the speaker, as well as select sources, view tips, and tweak the customizable 3-band EQ for bass, mids, and treble. They do also have the ability to select between 4 different pre-existing EQ modes made up of bass boost, bass reducer, treble boost, and treble reducer. And finally, if we navigate back to the homepage, then you'll notice that we have our shortcut button, where we're able to configure 2 different settings for the shortcut button on top of the speaker. Now, this can either be set to audio line in or set to Spotify. Now, in all honesty, I haven't really made use of this feature, but I guess it's nice to have at your fingertips. For those already invested in the Bose ecosystem, you can make use of Bose's Simple Sync technology, which allows you to connect to your Soundlink Max from a Simple Sync enabled Bose Smart Soundbar or a Bose Smart Speaker. Now, this added connectivity means that you could make use of the Soundlink Max around the home as well as out and about, which means number 1, you should be able to make more use of it, and number 2, you can therefore justify the cost of it slightly more than if you were only using it for the odd weekend away or for a party now and again. Battery life is a big thing for me with portable speakers, and I don't want to be thinking about charging too much. Although it's not class leading, the battery life is decent with a solid 20 hours of playback. Now, as expected with any speaker, that battery life is dependent on how you use it. I've been using it at around about 60 to 70% volume and got around about 20 hours of playback. But what I do want to note is that Bose states on their website that playback time may be as little as a few hours if the speaker is used continuously at a high volume level while streaming audio over Bluetooth. Now, a few hours really isn't a lot at all, so I did a battery life test with some of the other heavy-duty portable speakers. So essentially, I played all different types of music for 2 hours across all of these speakers that were all at 90% volume individually, just to see how much battery life they lost at that volume. So, starting with the Bose Soundlink Max, this went from 100% down to 40%, so it lost 60% battery in 2 hours. The Middleton, this one lost 30% in 2 hours, so it went down from 100 to 70%. The Xtreme 4 lost 20%, so from 100 down to 80%. And finally, the Move 2 lost 18%, so down from 100 to 82%. So while not a huge difference, the Bose did decrease in battery quicker at its higher volumes. So that's just something to be aware of if you plan on using it at those higher volumes. Now, one thing I will add though, and I'll come back to this in the sound section, is that the Bose is a louder speaker out of all the ones that we've already mentioned in this video. So you wouldn't need to blast it as much as you would with the others. When it comes to recharging, we're looking at around about 5 hours to go from 0 to 100%. And with no quick charge functionality, you'll definitely want to make sure that you plan ahead when taking this one out with you in advance so you're not caught short. For reference, the Xtreme 4 has a 3.5 hour recharge time and the Move 2 is around about 3 hours in total. Now the Soundlink Max also doubles up as a power bank for your phone, which is ideal if you are stuck without much charge left, but just bear in mind that this will also reduce the battery life of the speaker. Now in my testing, I charged my iPhone out of the Bose Soundlink Max whilst it was playing music at around about 50% volume for an hour. Now my iPhone battery went from 25% up to 90%, so it gained 65% charge in that hour, but the Bose Soundlink Max's battery reduced from 100% down to 70% in that hour. Okay, on to the good stuff then, the sound performance. Now inside this speaker, we have what they are calling a Bose articulated array with 3 transducers across the front for a wider stereo image. Now I'll share my thoughts after you've heard a demo, but to give you guys a better idea of how this speaker compares, I've included some sound tests from some other popular portables in this category to give you guys a bit of a reference. Now just remember that what you're hearing over YouTube won't exactly be what I'm hearing right here in the studio, but it should give you a bit of a flavour as to how all of these different speakers sound. So hopefully you guys all enjoyed those tests. For me, honestly, I was really impressed with the Bose, and I think the sound performance in particular is where this speaker starts to stand out from the rest of the competition. What struck me initially was the low-end performance. The bass is punchy right out of the box, and that articulated driver array really helps the speaker deliver a pretty spacious stereo sound. Now, of course, this is never going to live up to the stereo performance of a pair of separate speakers, but considering everything is housed so closely together, I think actually does a pretty good job. The speaker sounds lively and well balanced, and the mids and highs are also afforded plenty of breathing room, and they were delivered with a richness and clarity that I think a lot of other portables will genuinely struggle to compete with. Now, I've played around with a variety of genres and at varying volumes, and I've been very impressed on the whole. Unlike other portables that may start to lose their weight or presence or even sound profile at lower volumes, the Bose remains consistent across the range. And as far as heavy-duty portable speakers go, I think that this one is right up there with one of the best that I've tested. It's definitely the loudest of the bunch that we sound tested, and so if you're looking for that as a priority, then the Bose absolutely ticks that box. But how does it stand up as an overall speaker compared with the competition? Well, the Sonos Move 2, firstly, is the only one out of the ones that we've mentioned in this video that comes in more expensive than the Bose, with an RRP of £449. And for that, I think you do get a slight step up in terms of the details and nuances of tracks. Now, with Sonos, you're also paying for the enhanced connectivity to your home, as the Move 2 offers Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, so it can become part of your home ecosystem. So if you're already in the Sonos or Bose camp and looking for a portable speaker to expand your setup, then I would say it's a pretty straightforward decision. Design-wise, I think there's a clear difference. The Move 2 will blend in better around the home, and I think it's best suited to moving from room to room, out into the garden, and on the occasional trip away. Now, the Bose, on the other hand, with its more rugged approach, has more of a portable speaker feel to it and offers that truly impressive bass performance. Next up, we've got the JBL Xtreme 4, which comes in at £300, so a good £100 saving over the Bose. Now, for me, this is a great shout again if you're after a more rugged design. JBL are my personal go-to if I don't want to worry about my speaker surviving any adventures. It's also a very loud speaker and will fill a space well. Now, in our testing, the JBL felt quite bright, and JBL speakers typically tend to have a more prominent treble, and so if you like that sound signature, then this is definitely worth taking a look at. But the Bose, on the other hand, was far more impressive when it comes to bass, and it felt like it had more presence and a fuller sound. The Ears Epicboom comes in at £329, so it's middle of the pack on price, and in our testing, middle of the pack in terms of performance. It's a very solid speaker, but I noticed that the Move 2 and Soundlink Max outshone it when it comes to vocals and that low-end performance. Finally, the Marshall Middleton, which is a little bit of a dark horse for me, but I know the styling alone will appeal to a lot of people. Now, with an RRP of £270, it's the most affordable of the four, but I think it punches well above its weight. It delivers in the sound department and offers decent bass and a nice warm sound that Marshall are renowned for. It also has an onboard EQ, so you can play around to bring out the bass a little bit more. Now, it didn't deliver the same level of bass as the Bose did, but for the price difference and how close it pushes the Bose, then the Middleton is definitely one to consider. On to the big question then, is it worth it? Well, I think that there is a little bit of an element that you're paying a bit more because it's Bose, similar to Sonos. They're premium brands and their speakers come with a more premium price tag. But I do think that this Soundlink Max does give you a premium build quality and very impressive sound performance. There's no denying that this speaker sounds great and the bass is especially standout. The battery life could be a little bit better for the price, but it's not the worst and it will do the job. I think it's obvious that there's clearly a lot of competition in this category, and I do think that there are other speakers out there that are competitive with the Bose at a much more affordable price point. But considering the package you get with this Soundlink Max, I don't think you're going to be disappointed spending £400 on it. But for those looking for a more affordable solution, then you've got a great selection of speakers which come close to this performance for less. The Marshall Middleton is a great example of that. So there we have it. It's over to you guys now. Weighing up your budget and your requirements, is this speaker making it onto your shortlist? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.